Hey man, I know walking away isn't easy, especially when you've put in time, when you've invested emotionally, when you've built memories, when you've been patient, forgiving, and hopeful. But sometimes, brother, staying is what weakens you. Sometimes the strongest move you'll ever make isn't fixing the relationship. It's leaving the woman who keeps showing you she doesn't value your presence. So if she's doing the things I'm about to tell you, don't ignore them. Don't excuse them. Don't stay because of the good times you once had. You leave, and you leave like a man who finally knows his worth. If she constantly disrespects your boundaries, leave her. A woman who truly loves and respects you won't push the same limits you've already expressed. Whether it's how she talks to you in public, how she engages with other men, or how she undermines your standards, if she's repeatedly crossing lines after you've clearly drawn them, she's not confused, she just doesn't care. And a woman who doesn't care about your boundaries is a woman who doesn't care about you. If she weaponizes your emotions, leave her. That means she mocks you when you're vulnerable. She throws your past confessions in your face during arguments. She uses your emotional openness not to understand you, but to control you. That kind of woman is emotionally dangerous because she's not nurturing your heart, she's using it as leverage. And if you stay, you'll learn to bury your feelings just to survive the relationship. That's not love, brother. That's psychological erosion. If she consistently compares you to other men, leave her. A woman who truly sees you will never measure your worth by another man's standards. The minute she starts saying, "He would never treat me like this," or "Why can't you be more like him?" she's not trying to build with you. She's trying to replace you emotionally without actually leaving. And that's a trap, because you'll spend months trying to prove that you're good enough, forgetting that you already were. She just stopped choosing to see it. If she punishes you with silence, withdrawal, or emotional coldness every time you don't comply, leave her. That's not space. That's not boundaries. That's manipulation. She's using absence to control your behavior. And if you respond by chasing, apologizing for things you didn't even do, or begging for her attention, she's already winning, because now she knows all she has to do is withhold affection to break you down. And the woman who builds intimacy through control will always leave you exhausted, anxious, and lost. If she plays victim in every situation, leave her. A woman who takes no accountability, who always spins the narrative to make you the villain, who cries or screams instead of listening, isn't looking for resolution, she's looking for power. And a relationship without shared accountability becomes a stage for emotional theater. You'll be constantly defending yourself while she avoids responsibility. And the more you stay, the more you start believing you're always wrong, even when you're not. If she doesn't respect your time, your goals, or your grind, leave her. It doesn't matter how attractive she is or how good the chemistry feels. If she mocks your vision, interrupts your focus, or constantly creates emotional chaos during the moments you're trying to build, she's not your partner, she's your distraction. And a man who's constantly distracted can never lead. You'll be busy fixing her emotions while your purpose starves. And once you lose your purpose, you lose yourself. If she talks badly about you to others, leave her. A woman who vents to her friends about your flaws, but never praises your strengths in public, that's a woman who's slowly sabotaging your image while pretending to support you. She's planting seeds of disrespect in others, so they validate her mistreatment of you. And soon enough, you'll find yourself surrounded by people who look at you the way she talks about you behind closed doors. That's emotional betrayal, and it cuts deeper than any breakup. If she constantly threatens to leave or dangle the relationship over your head, leave her. That's not emotional honesty, that's power play. A woman who truly values connection doesn't weaponize abandonment, she communicates. She fights for resolution. But if every argument ends in, "Maybe we should just break up," or "I don't even know why I'm still here," she's not trying to fix it, she's testing how far she can push before you fold. And every time you beg her to stay, she wins. And you lose yourself a little more. If she belittles your masculinity, leave her. And I mean really listen to how she speaks about your strength, your emotions, your leadership. If she mocks you for having standards, for asserting yourself, or for expressing boundaries with calm authority, she's not empowering you, she's trying to emasculate you. A woman who respects a man doesn't try to make him feel small, to feel big herself. And the more you stay around that kind of energy, the more you start to question the very parts of you that make you a man. And no love is worth that internal erosion. If she uses intimacy as a bargaining chip, leave her. Sex should never be a transaction. If she only gets close to you when she wants something, or withdraws it the moment you say no to her demands, that's not passion, that's control. A woman who understands connection won't use your physical bond as leverage. She'll meet you with openness, not condition. And once you start feeling like intimacy is a reward instead of a shared experience, it's only a matter of time before resentment replaces desire. And brother, that's not a relationship, that's a power game. If she never apologizes but always expects you to leave her, conflict is inevitable, but resolution requires humility. And if she expects you to always be the one who fixes things, who breaks the silence, who swallows his pride, that's not a partnership, that's a performance. And eventually you'll be stuck in a role where you're always the repairman and she's always the storm. You deserve someone who can look you in the eye and say, I was wrong, just as easily as she expects you to. If she doesn't support your healing, leave her. Healing isn't pretty. It's not always logical. Sometimes you'll be quiet. Sometimes you'll need space. Sometimes you'll need to process pain from your past. A real woman holds space for that. She doesn't shame you. She doesn't rush you. She doesn't roll her eyes and call you too sensitive. She asks questions. She listens. And if she can't offer that, if she makes your wounds feel like inconveniences, she's not ready for the kind of man you're becoming. If she flirts with other men and calls it innocent, leave her. Respect isn't just about what she does when she's with you. It's about how she carries herself when you're not around. If she needs validation from men who aren't you, if she posts for attention but says you're overthinking, if she's always 1 foot in the relationship and 1 foot in the DMs, that's not insecurity on your part. That's disrespect on hers. And when you tolerate it, you train her to believe your love has no spine. Don't be the man who has to lose his dignity to keep a woman who won't even close the door behind her. If she always needs to be right, leave her. Not every conversation needs a winner. Not every disagreement needs a lecture. A woman who values peace over ego will know when to stand down. But if she always has to prove her intelligence, dominate the dialogue, or frame every debate as you not listening, then what you're dealing with isn't strength. It's emotional immaturity disguised as assertiveness. And a relationship where no one can be wrong is a relationship where no one grows. If she constantly plays with your emotions, leave her. If she pulls you in just to push you away, if she builds emotional highs just to drop you into silence, if she constantly sends mixed signals while you bend over backwards for clarity, you're not in love, you're in a loop. And the longer you stay in that loop, the more you lose sight of who you are. Your mind starts racing, your self-worth starts dropping, and the love you once felt slowly turns into addiction to her inconsistency. That's not romance, that's emotional warfare. If you have to shrink to keep her, leave her. If you have to dim your light to make her feel secure, if you have to silence your voice to avoid her mood, if you have to suppress your goals so she doesn't feel left behind, that's not sacrifice, that's self-abandonment. And the day you start abandoning yourself to keep someone else is the day you start erasing your future to protect your past. Don't do it, brother. Don't shrink. Don't fold. Don't stay with someone who's threatened by the very things that make you powerful. And if she stops appreciating you, leave her. It doesn't have to be a big betrayal. Sometimes the most damaging thing is neglect. When she stops noticing your effort, when she stops saying thank you, when she stops treating your consistency as valuable and starts seeing it as expected, that slow fade of recognition, that's what kills men silently. You start to feel invisible. You start to question why you're even trying. And if that's the energy you're receiving, it's time to stop proving yourself and start preserving yourself. So hear me, man. Love isn't meant to feel like confusion. It's not meant to break your confidence or challenge your peace at every turn. If she's doing these things consistently and she's not willing to take accountability, not willing to grow, not willing to meet you halfway, you don't fix her. You free yourself. You leave like a man who gave all he could, and you rebuild like a man who refuses to settle for love that comes at the cost of his own self-respect.